Welcome to Yoga Anurag classes. Imagine truth as a vast, uncharted territory, waiting not to be mapped by others, but to be explored by your own footsteps. Jiddu Krishnamurti, in his profound and often unsettling way, pointed towards this very personal journey. He dismantled the traditional structures of spiritual authority, suggesting that the ultimate understanding lies not in adhering to doctrines or following prescribed paths. His central message, "Truth is a pathless land," was a radical departure from conventional wisdom. It implied that any system, any guru, any ideology, ultimately becomes a cage, limiting the boundless potential of individual discovery. He wasn't offering an alternative route. He was suggesting that the very notion of a route was the illusion. Krishnamurti emphasized the crucial distinction between seeing and observing. Seeing, he implied, is often superficial, a mere registering of the external world. Observation, on the other hand, is a deep, attentive engagement with our inner and outer landscapes, free from judgment and interpretation. He urged us to become acutely aware of the constant stream of thoughts that occupy our minds, the subtle and not so subtle fears that dictate our actions, and the deeply ingrained conditioning, the societal norms, the familial expectations, the cultural biases that shape our perceptions. He saw these as layers of noise, obscuring our direct perception of reality. Unlike many spiritual teachers, Krishnamurti offered no techniques for self-improvement or enlightenment. There were no prescribed meditations, no specific practices, no rituals to perform. His tool, if it could be called that, was simply awareness, a pure, choiceless awareness, where we observe without trying to change, control, or understand intellectually. It's about being present with what is, in its totality. He posed penetrating questions designed to unravel our deeply held beliefs and patterns. Consider anger, he suggested. Instead of immediately trying to suppress or express it, can we simply observe its arising, its intensity, its subtle nuances, without condemnation? Can we be present with the raw sensation of fear, without instinctively flinching, without seeking immediate escape? This act of non-reactive observation, he believed, holds the key to understanding. One of his most challenging concepts was the dissolving of the observer and the observed. We typically perceive ourselves as separate from our experiences. I'm angry, I'm afraid. Krishnamurti questioned this fundamental division, suggesting that the observer, the eye that judges and labels, is itself part of the very phenomenon being observed. When this division dissolves, there is simply anger, simply fear, without the added layer of personal identification and judgment. He passionately advocated for freedom, but not the superficial freedom of choice within a limited framework. His was a deeper freedom, liberation from the internal prisons we construct for ourselves. Freedom from the tyranny of psychological time, where we are constantly burdened by the past, regrets, memories, and driven by the future, expectations, anxieties. Freedom from the incessant need to compare ourselves to others, a habit that breeds both envy and superiority. And freedom from the relentless pursuit of becoming, the endless striving to be something other than what we are in the present moment. He suggested that true freedom lies in accepting and understanding what is called, without the urge to manipulate or transform it. At the heart of Krishnamurti's teachings lay the concept of love. Not the transactional love of give and take, not the possessive love that breeds jealousy and fear, but a love that arises from a state of profound silence and stillness. A love born out of a deep and unwavering understanding of oneself, with all its complexities and contradictions. This love, he implied, is not an emotion to be cultivated but a natural consequence of true self-awareness. In his presence, the dynamic shifted. The usual questions of how to achieve, what to believe, faded into the background. The more pertinent inquiry became, can I cultivate a stillness within, a deep receptivity that allows me to perceive reality directly, without the distorting lens of my own conditioning? This, Krishnamurti suggested, is the true revolution, a silent, internal transformation that doesn't require external upheaval. It's not about changing the world out there before changing ourselves in here. The transformation begins within the individual, in the quiet corners of our own minds and hearts. It's about waking up to the reality of our own being, free from the illusions we have inherited and the self-imposed limitations we perpetuate. The journey to truth, he insisted, begins and ends within the silent landscape of your own self-awareness. Hope you like our video. To join our refreshing yoga session, WhatsApp or call at the given number. Thanks.